Hey creators! Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a letter A outline. The first thing that I do is make a letter template. This is a font called Bosk that I downloaded from dafont.com. And this here is my Lightbox. I've got the Bosk printout on the Lightbox and I'm taping a regular sheet of printer paper on top of that. It's a rare day that I use a font straight up, and today's no different. There are a number of changes that I want to make, like adding a curve to the top, removing the foot on the left side. Here I'm removing one of the serifs of the right foot. I also want to widen out the whole right side. Okay, I think I've got all the changes. I'm going to turn the Lightbox off and see how it looks. I'm sure you noticed that I didn't add the bar going across. My idea is to use a flourish to serve as the crossbar. And actually, that's part of the reason I'm adding the left foot back in, so there's that curve for a flourish to tie into. Totally alright to change your mind and do what you think will work best. Seems I'm always fine-tuning as I go. The last step in making the template is to go over it in black pen and clean it up. I usually use 65-pound cardstock like this for my background paper. And then I'll use a sheet of the same cardstock to cut strips of paper for the outline. Guaranteed to color match. Plus it's sturdy, but not too thick, so you can still shape and curl it. If possible, I think it's a good idea to start on a straight section on the bottom of the letter, because it's easier to end on a straight section than a curvy part, and it's more discreet on the bottom. I suppose the most discreet would be to overlap at a corner, but I don't know. The lazy bones in me likes to not have to be precise with my first bend. For my other bends, I try to be as precise as possible. I make a light pencil mark at the corner, and when I fold it, I line up the edges with the rest of the strip to make sure I'm not folding it crooked. To curve the paper, I use my quilling needle, pushing harder for the tighter curves. I'm cutting the end a little long so it overlaps with the start of the strip. For the right side, we're going to begin the same way as before on the bottom of the foot. And again, the first fold is easy, yay! The rest of it you're trying to be careful and stick closely to the template. That means you'll probably have to shape a part and then see how it matches up, then make some adjustments. It's harder to adjust a fold though, right? So it's good to take your time with placement and make sure your fold mark is spot on. Now I hate for all that to sound intimidating. It's good to be accurate and have clean crafting, but getting off a bit is not worth stressing about, seriously. Once the shaping is done, we're ready to glue. This is my fine-tipped glue bottle and Aleene's glue. It's a little thicker than typical white school glue, which does mean it's harder to squeeze out of the tiny tip. But it comes out in a very thin line, so nice for gluing outlines. And I think it's why I can get away with not using pins to hold things in place. I like to glue from corner to corner, or from corner to end of curve. When I get back to the beginning, I definitely want to overlap the strips a bit. Put glue along the bottom like normal, and also add glue to the ends of both strips so there's no loose flap or gap between the two. The connection is still visible, but it's more sturdy than trying to glue end to end. Oh man, now that sounds hard. On long, straight sections, you might try pulling the strip gently taut as you put it onto the glue. I think I did that here, and this part was pretty good at first, but then I messed around with it and it ended up a little wavy. But really, not a big deal. It's the sort of thing that's hardly noticeable once you've quilled inside it. Our outline is done, but looks like an upside down V really. So let's add a flourish to fix that. And I want to show you some options because there are lots of ways you can do it. This is a fun part. Coming up with a flourish is an easy way to elevate your letter. That's why I like to have some curves in my letters, like the pointed serifs. I can't imagine block letters and flourishes looking that great together. Well, the images in my head get a thumbs down anyway. I love how you can turn a piece around or flip it upside down to get a new look. Now I really love this arrangement, so I'm going to glue it down. You should put glue wherever the strip is going to touch other paper. So the bottom edge, of course, but also any vertical edges or sides. Alright, I got a bonus outline for you all, because maybe you're thinking that you'd rather not have two separate sections, or that the left side is way too squinty, or that the left side is way too skinny to quill in. I hear ya. All we have to do is make a couple easy changes to our template. In doing the outline, I know that one strip won't be long enough to go all the way around, but I can control where the two strips meet, so I'm splitting it up to do the inner or lower line with one strip, and then I'm going to do the outer line with another strip, with the meeting at the bottom on both sides. Ta-da! Just like before. And I'm going to switch up the swash because, haha, that's right, it's fun to do! Alright guys, best of luck with your outlines. I know they can be tricky, and I hope this video has helped make them untricky. I do suggest using a thicker paper to avoid waviness, and remember, even a lopsided outline can look good once you fill it with quilling. Believe me, I've done it more than once. So don't despair and don't throw it away. A beautiful creation lies ahead.